the border czar saying, and the
Mm.
border czar, God, just the vernacular, just the
Yeah.
vocabulary is just so offensive. It's all just, anyway. Trump's borders are to target sanctuary cities. We're going to flood the zone, he says. And this guy is like the chief immigration thug.
Is that Tom Homan?
Yeah.
Yeah.
They are targeting sanctuary cities in the next phase of their deportation drive. They label them sanctuaries for criminals. Tom Homan, Donald Trump's hardline border czar, vowed to, quote, flood the zone with immigration customs enforcement agents in an all-out bid to overcome the lack of cooperation that he says the government is facing from Democrat-run municipalities. This all in ICE's quest to arrest and detain undocumented people. His pledge followed the arrest of 2 undocumented men from the Dominican Republic after I guess these are Customs and Border Protection officers who got shot, right? Was it 1 or 2?
Yeah,
I think
I want to say 1. Yeah.
1, yeah.
I mean, not that it's any, less.
No, just for the sake of
horrible, yeah.
accuracy. No, again. It happened, it was a robbery attempt in New York on Saturday night. New York is one of the self-designated sanctuary cities across the country, and this is where mayors and local councils have prevented law officers from collaborating with ICE and this mass deportation scheme. So anyway, Homan, who has threatened to arrest mayors if they impede ICE's arrest efforts, said without evidence, okay, every sanctuary city is unsafe. Sanctuary cities are sanctuaries for criminals, and President Trump's not going to tolerate it, he said. I'm going to work very hard to keep President Trump's promise and his commitment several weeks ago that sanctuary cities are now our priority, and we're going to flood the zone. What we're going to do, this is a continuation of his quote, is deploy more agents in New York City to look for that bad guy so sanctuary cities get exactly what they don't want. More agents in the community and more agents in the work site. So basically what they're saying is this one guy who shot that one guy, we're going to be bringing down the entire strength of the federal government on New York City to shake that city until that one guy falls out.
Wow.
But on the way to that, we'll wrap up a lot of other people. If
And
we
now
can't,
they have the funding now to do it too.
and the quote continues, if we can't arrest that bad guy in the safety and security of the county jail, we'll arrest him in the community. And when we arrest him in the community, if he's with others that are in the country illegally, they're coming too. This was at a news conference fronted by Kristi Noem. And apparently this agent was off duty. He was sitting with a woman when he was reportedly approached by 2 men on a scooter. It was right around midnight. He was not in uniform. Cops say there was no indication that he was targeted because of his occupation, but nonetheless, he was shot, and he was later taken into a suspect was taken into custody with gunshot wounds, and Noem claimed the episode was a direct result of the sanctuary city policy adopted by New York Mayor Eric Adams, as well as the approach to border security adopted during Joe Biden's presidency. So the mess of immigration is a bigger and bigger mess every day. And I think the spin associated with this is what I might point to, because they will take any incident and use it as a justification for an increase in ICE presence, a more aggressive ICE strategy, and all of that continues. Deployment of all 700 active duty Marines to LA is ending. State and city officials calling the presence of Marines provocative during the protests against the ICE raids in the city. And now the Pentagon is saying that the entire deployment of 700 active duty U.S. Marines is over. The redeployment of the Marines comes a week after 2,000 National Guard troops were withdrawn from L.A., and that still leaves 2,000 troops in L.A., doesn't it, Kim? I think there are 2,000 left. There were 4,000 initially.
National Guard troops, right. The
Right.
Marines are being pulled out, but the National Guard remains for now.
Yeah, half the National Guard crew remains. The other half has been sent home. And as I mentioned on the show yesterday, I think it was, they're bored. They're absolutely bored. I think it's an affront to them. I'm thinking of the Marines and National Guard guys who just go there every day and stand around, do nothing. And they do nothing because there's nothing going on. It's not like they do nothing at an outpost in Afghanistan, the way there is a lot of downtime, but you know that there's really a threat. They are doing a lot of nothing in a city where there's nothing going on and nothing is going to be going on. It really is a gross mismanagement of the military. These are people with careers. The National Guard is populated by those who are going to school, who have careers. It's insulting to be used as a theatrical prop. So on behalf of those guys who are in L.A., National Guardsmen now left, I say, let them go home. Call them back if they're needed, but they are not needed now, and it continues to be just theater. Parents at a preschool in a Portland suburb are reeling from an immigration raid there. Apparently, immigration officers arrested a father in front of the school during the morning drop-off. They broke his car window to detain him in front of children, families, and staffers. This is where I consider the methodology which is imposed by ICE to be so ridiculous, so over the top. I mean, are these ICE agents just glorified nightclub bouncers? Who are these people? Are they just thugs in waiting, masked? They go in, they break the glass in front of all these other kids. There's no sense of propriety, of ripple effect. There's no strategy here. You're getting it from the top. You heard the comments of Homan as I was repeating them. Mm-hmm. I feel like a daycare, which is where young children are taken care of, should be a safe place, said one of the mothers who dropped her daughter off at the Montessori in Oregon. Not only is it traumatizing for the family, it's traumatizing for all the other children as well, she said. The 38-year-old chiropractor and citizen of Iran was initially pulled over by Immigration and Customs Enforcement, or ICE, while driving his child to the school Tuesday. After asking if he could drop off the child first, he continued driving and called his wife to tell her what happened. According to his wife, she had concerns for her and her young child. She rushed to the school, took their child from the car, and brought him inside. He stayed in the vehicle in the parking lot. Again, took the child from the car and brought the child inside. Mm-hmm. The father stayed in the vehicle in the parking lot, asked if he could move somewhere not on school grounds out of consideration for the children and families. The father, who is getting arrested by ICE, has more concern for the children and families than the ICE officers do.
Oh, because he may be an immigrant, but this is his community now. These are his people, and his friends of his children, and the parents that you make, friends that you make when your kids go to school. Yeah.
He pulled out of the lot and onto the street and began to open the car door to step out. That's when agents broke the window and took him into custody. Kelly Burns, who has 2 children attending the preschool, said that her husband was there and heard the glass shatter. More than anything, we want to express how unnecessarily violent and inhumane this was, she said. Everyone felt helpless. Everyone was scared. Why was he detained? Violent criminal? Violent assault record? Wanted by the cops? No. he overstayed his visa. And even that is in dispute. So, immigration officials ramping up all of these arrests across the country since May, and it's only going to get worse. Stories like this are everywhere. And again, you know, it's a weird place I find myself in because I'm a great believer in the good people who do law enforcement. You need law enforcement. But these ICE raids and these people who wear the ICE uniform now, I think there has to be some shame associated with it. I really do. And I think you can look to the top of that agency to see where that shame should come from. The people who are running ICE and even DHS, Kristi Noem, now supercharged with this budget. I mean, it's an abomination. It's an embarrassment. It's shameful. So, again, the border, we all agreed it was not managed well. It was not handled well. There were issues at the border that were indisputable. But now this is another facet of immigration, has nothing to do with the border per se. And rounding up all of these people who aren't violent criminals, they're not guilty of any kind of violent assault. They're at Lowe's, Home Depot, high school graduations, dropping off their kid at school. Come on, man. Really? But you're going to see more of it. You're going to see more of it. Hi, it's Mark, and I thought that was great. Hit the notification bell. You'll know whenever there's a new video being dropped, and please subscribe to our channel to help us save the universe.